Hi, everyone. I'm Richard Blanco, 2013 inaugural poet for Barack Obama. Of course, I'm totally bummed that we can't meet in person for this workshop, but thankfully, writing workshops like these are so easily adaptable to online formats. I just finished up, I think about a week ago, my university courses online, and I can tell you it was pretty great. And I have no doubt that we'll have just as much as a phenomenal time together learning and creating. So a little bit more about me and my inspiration for this course. My journey with poetry or towards poetry hasn't really been a typical one. In fact, my first degree was in engineering, and I've been a practicing engineer for a good part of my life, or poet engineer, as I like to call myself. I really didn't start writing poetry until my late 20s. I mention this to emphasize that the course is designed for all skill levels. So if you just want to follow your creative curiosities and explore poetry, think of a new form of expression, as I did years ago when I walked into my first workshop, come join us. And likewise, if you're already a practicing poet, this is a great opportunity, I would hope, for you to explore your passion and continue to deepen your sense of the craft and whatnot. So my engineering mind lets me understand that a poem is crafted, right? That there are certain fundamentals of poetry that are teachable, that must be learned, that should be discussed and scrutinized. As such, during part of the course, I will be involved in an interactive kind of lecture with the class. I want to give you sort of some of those ground rules. One of them, and the most important one being, of course, the golden rule of writing, which is show, don't tell. We'll take a really deep dive into that rule and pick it apart and see how it really works in crafting a poem. And again, for those of you that have been practicing poets, this is a place where we're really going to pause and sort of, I know you've heard that rule before, but we're really going to see how that works in a kind of a really dynamic way. On the other hand, my poet mind, the other half of the poet engineer, understands that there are many other forces at work in writing poems. Namely, how is it that we tap into that subconscious to truly unleash our creativity and imagination and write those poems that reflect our deepest selves? This obviously is more a matter of practice and process, and that's going to be part of the course as well. We'll engage in what I call fever writing or automatic writing, to mine that subconscious, right? To mine those memories and generate those jumping off points for hopefully great new poems. I guess I need to maybe give you a little bit of what the course is going to look like in general, although everything will be very malleable and we'll adjust according to what we need to. But in generally, we'll start on Friday, June 5th. We'll have a little happy hour check-in, hopefully, to get to know each other a little better. We'll introduce each other to one another. I'll tell you a little bit more about the course, a little bit more what to expect. I'll go over some of the handouts that I will send you electronically and whatnot. Then on Saturday and Sunday, we'll have both morning and afternoon sessions, which again will be a mix of interactive lectures, some fever writing, and also some feedback on the new work. In the end, my hope is that you'll leave with two really good working drafts for two new poems, as well as these vital techniques for both craft and process or practice. If you're like me during this difficult time, we really need to keep our creative spirits really high and soaring. So I hope to see you in June, at least on my monitor. Thank you.